Sometimes I look around this world that we live in and I cry. So many people don't live life, they pay bills, then they die. And I can't lie, I really want my piece of the pie. But while I got you here, I'm gonna give you a piece of my mind.
When did you fall in love with this thing called hip-hop? What happened? Where did that connection happen for you?
I fell in love with it with my best friend. His name is Carl, and we looked up to this this duo of rappers named Criss Cross. Criss Cross.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and they reminded us of ourselves. They were older than us, but they looked like us, and they just were cool. And I was in love with hip hop culture, from the way they dressed to the catchy songs and dances that went with their music. So fell in love with it as a consumer then. I fell in love with hip hop as a creator in college, the first time that I ever signed up to do a talent show on campus. When I had that microphone in my hand and I saw that the whole auditorium was all looking at me and their attention was locked on me in that moment, I started to realize the power that this microphone possessed.
Let me spit the truth on. I said that glorifying murder in our music is bad. Now people coming at me saying, stop speaking up. We like to hear that.
You're on a mission, if you will, to clean up hip-hop. What started that?
So what started it was my love for hip hop. And I realized that when you love something, you have two types of love that you can practice. One is affirmative love, but another type of love is called transformative love. That's where you say, I'm gonna affirm what I love when necessary, but I'm gonna challenge what I love when necessary, so it can be the best version of what it could possibly be.
That sound like Satan, but I'm responding with love, maturing as I go through this. It ain't just about how I love Jesus, it's about how well I love Judas.
There are some very toxic, very unhealthy messages inside of hip-hop music and that are a part of hip-hop culture at this point. And I just feel like if we truly love it, that we would say, oh, we can do better in certain ways. And that's just how I've always been. If I really care about someone or something, I'm not gonna be afraid to have the uncomfortable conversations.
You've been bold, I mean, calling people out by name, and I can't imagine what's that walk been like. I mean, to actually call by name, and I know you get criticism and pushback from both the Christian side and the secular side. What's that walk been like for you?
So that's why I'm here today, not to fuss, but to talk. Here we go, love 50. You a marketing genius and you stupid rich. Let's come up with a scheme and get a game of super fix. I seen you slaughter the careers of other men, but they were all brother men, so that's just another win.
When I call people out, I'm not calling them out because I hate them as an individual. I'm simply saying, you've chosen to create this, package this, and put it out there to the masses. Let's make sense out of this.
But I'm trying to see how you feel, because when you speak, people listen. Do you agree with me, disagree, or you feeling different?
Why are you still glorifying murder? Why are you still glorifying selling drugs? Maybe you sold drugs when you were a teenager or when you were in your 20s or something like that, but you are 20, 25 sometimes years removed from living that lifestyle. Let's talk about the progress you've made since then. But the problem is, a lot of these artists say, well, fans don't want to hear that. And I'm not here to serve people. I'm here to serve God, and by serving God, I'm going to help make an influence in the culture and on people.
Everybody's path is different, we all got a story. I never fit into nobody's box or category.
Your latest project is called From the Hood to Harvard. What gave birth to that?
Yes, well, I'm currently doing a fellowship at Harvard University. So when I found myself at Harvard University...
Did you ever expect that?
No, not at all, not at all, not at all, not at all.
It hit different when you finally realize that you belong, and you've been living life with imposter syndrome.
Am I smart enough to keep up with everybody here at Harvard? I went through that feeling, so I chose to make a song about it. So the song is called Imposter Syndrome. I made a song called Overwhelmed because while I'm a fellow at Harvard, I'm also still an active recording artist. I'm also still a public speaker, and I'm doing so many things to where I'm flying in and out of town and late nights, early mornings, and I was like, dang, I feel overwhelmed. I want to make a song about it. So I did a song on the album about that. So once I started doing all these songs about what I was feeling in real time, I looked at the track list. I was like, I have an album here. I have enough songs for an album. Now I need a title. And I said, you know what? Where did I start? In the hood. Where am I at? Harvard. From the hood to Harvard, there we are.
I'm not for everybody, and everyone ain't for me. But those who really get to see my heart, they adore me.
We all have a starting point, and we all have a destination in life. And I did an album about the journey from that starting point to that destination. So I want people to listen to the album and to think about what's my starting point and what's my destination where I'm trying to get to. And D1 has just helped to narrate the soundtrack to what you feel along the way as you're ascending.